Welcome to Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Remember to show the utmost respect. Hello, Chris. Thanks for coming. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. Want to make sure to just bear with me a minute. We got another show in about an hour. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. We are Child Abuse Awareness Advocates United. When y'all come in here and support me, you're part of the advocates. Thank you so much. There's the help me sign, which you need to be sure to remember. You put your thumb inside your hand like this, then you close your fist. You see somebody with that symbol, that means help me. Sometimes you don't need to approach because it could endanger yourself. Hey there, Piggy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Hey there, Parky. Good to see you as well. Thanks, everyone. The SOPHIA Williams, Decatur, Georgia, beat her son to death. See the precious little boy right here on the bicycle? Look at him. Look at him. Doing pretty good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. How about you? Some people don't need to be a parent, right? So I hope y'all come back in about an hour as well because, well, at 3 o'clock, it's 2:09 now. Charles Rogers will come in and can be interviewed. Always has a lot of good information out there. DA mother beats 4-year-old son to death after he would not use the bathroom. Now she's sentenced to life. According to the DA's office, it is likely he would have survived if Williams had sought medical care when she first observed the signs of Anthony's head injury, which she inflicted herself, okay? Decatur, Georgia, a mother would spend the rest of her life behind bars after her 4-year-old son died a day after she beat him for not using the bathroom, according to the DeKalb County District Attorney's Office. According to the District Attorney's Office, officers were called to a child not breathing call at an apartment complex on Trinity Drive in Decatur, Georgia, on March 6, 2022. When the officers arrived, the District Attorney's Office said they found Anthony Bice on the floor without a heartbeat. New and old bruises were noticed on the child's body as EMS rendered him aid before he was taken to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, according to the District Attorney's Office, where he died. The District Attorney's Office said the mother, 43-year-old Sophia Williams, admitted to disciplining her son, who was not potty trained, by hitting him with her hand, a house slipper, a purse strap, and a charging cord when he did not listen or when he peed or defecated outside the bathroom. Williams also claimed that the child had hit his head the week before, stated she was not responsible for any head injuries. You're responsible for not taking them for medical attention. And when you're hitting them upside the head, so yes, you are responsible for his head injuries. Yes, you are. I hit him in it with her hand, okay? But I want to ask you this. She said this is discipline. Do y'all call that discipline or do y'all call that abuse? Okay? She's saying it is discipline, okay? According to the DA, a 13-year-old in the home told police that Williams whooped Anthony the day before and he appeared to be dizzy. Then he fell to the floor and was unresponsive. According to the district attorney's office, Williams tried to revive him by throwing water on him. He regained consciousness but became unresponsive again, with only reflexive movements throughout the night. His mother did research on her phone for remedies for a concussion, as well as symptoms and causes of a coma on her phone, the DA said. At around 5 a.m., the DA said she heard Anthony making a low grunting sound. When she went to check on him, the DA said his body was completely limp and he stopped breathing. She then called his father for help. She didn't call 911. She called his father for help, and nearly an hour later, she called 911. The DA's office said Williams told police she did not want to call for help because of the bruises on his body. In August 2025, Williams was found guilty of malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, 4 counts of cruelty to children in the first degree, and 3 counts of aggravated battery. She was sentenced on December the 9th, 2025, to life without the possibility of parole, plus 10 years. An autopsy revealed the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. According to the DA's office, it is likely he would have survived if Williams had sought medical care when she first observed the signs of Anthony's head injury. Right here it pinpoints that she probably abused him other times in his life. The boy was probably afraid to even walk by her to go to the bathroom. The boy was probably unsure of what to do because he was probably terrified of this mother, of this monster mother. Okay, they actually are calling her monster mother, okay? Yes, of course. Yes, that's abuse. Exactly. It is abuse for sure, you know? Exactly. Yeah, 4-year-olds have accidents, and with her being so mean like that, you could tell that something more was wrong with the picture here. So let's go further here. This is one of this post details fatal child abuse. Okay. Sophia Williams. Oh, I did got trigger warning right there, so I think I need to put up here and put trigger warning. I am so sorry about that. So let me go back over here. Sophia Williams, 43, of Decatur, Georgia, has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murder of her 4-year-old son, Anthony Weiss. Williams was convicted of malice murder, felony murder, child cruelty, and aggravated battery in August of 2025. Prosecutors revealed that Williams whooped Anthony with her hand, a house slipper, a purse strap, and a charging cord because he would not use a toilet and was not potty trained. A 13-year-old in the home said Anthony became dizzy and fell after being pummeled by Williams. Williams failed to seek medical attention, instead searching her phone for remedy for concussion and coma symptoms and causes, before eventually going to her bed and going to sleep. Can you believe that, y'all? She thought, well, he's like that. He's unresponsive and all that. I'm just going to go. I'm tired of fooling with him. So I'm just going to go ahead. Instead of calling 911, I'm going ahead and going to bed. Can you believe that, y'all? She called 911 only after waking up. Well, we know that not after waking up, because after she woke up, she called the daddy's father. And then an hour later, she called 911. So we need to put that into proper perspective there, okay? An autopsy confirmed the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. The prosecutor stated he would likely have survived if Williams had sought immediate medical care. The judge who handed down the sentence called the crime one of the most gruesome she had ever seen. Please share and spread the awareness. Look at this young boy right here. Look how precious. Look at the monster mother right there. Look at her. May she rot in jail. Excuse me, may she rot in jail. I'm trying to be nice. I'm sorry, y'all, but hey, Charles, good to see you. The Charles is in here. I don't see him yet. Hey, Charles, good to see you. Yeah, we gotta have him in here. How you doing there, Charles? Good to see you. Thank you. So let's go in here and let's discuss what these different things, what she got charged with, okay? So let's talk about murder, malice, and felony murder, okay? So the murder, malice, murder, felony murder in the second degree, a person commits the offense of murder when he or she unlawfully and with malice aforethought, either expressed or implied, causes the death of another human being. Express malice is that deliberate intention unlawfully to take the life of another human being which is manifested by external circumstances capable of proof. Malice shall be implied where no considerable provocation appears and where all the circumstances of the killing show an abandoned and malignant heart. See, she left him behind after she beat him. He was unconscious on the floor, right? A person commits an offense of murder when, in the commission of felony, he or she causes the death of another human being, irrespective of malice. So let's now go to the next one. You're packing and moving? I hope you find you a good place to live. So now let's go to cruelty to children, which we basically know what that is, right? So the code, this is 2024. I hear crimes against a person, crimes and offenses, cruelty to children. A parent, guardian, or other person supervising the welfare or having immediate charge or custody of a child under the age of 18 commits the offense of cruelty to children in the first degree when such person willfully deprives a child of necessary sustenance to the extent that the child's health or well-being is jeopardized. Any person commits the offense of cruelty to children in the first degree when such person maliciously causes a child under the age of 18 cruel or excessive physical or mental pain. I think she needs to charged with the 13-year-old seeing this happen. So that's mental pain as well, right? Can she not get charged for the mental pain that she caused to the other child that witnessed her killing her sibling? Any person commits the offense of cruelty to children in the second degree when such person with criminal negligence causes a child under the age of 18 cruel or excessive physical or mental pain. There's D. Any person commits the offense of cruelty to children in the third degree when such person who is primary aggressor intentionally allows a child under the age of 18 to witness, here it is, this is in the third, see, this third degree, to witness a commission of forcible felony battery or family violence battery. Such person who is primary aggressor having knowledge that a child under the age of 18 is present and sees or hears the act commits a forcible felony battery or family violence battery. Wow. So that's the third degree, okay? So now we go up here to your options were Drama Land or Drama Land 2. So I'm headed to Drama Land 2 to play with, I hope you don't play with Antifa. So now there's the Georgia Code of Aggravated Battery. I think it's important, to go over the different crimes and what they are in the statutes. So there's aggravated battery, which is 16(5)(24). A person commits the offense of aggravated battery when he or she maliciously causes bodily harm to another by depriving him or her of a member of his or her body by rendering a member of his or her body useless or by seriously disfiguring his or her body or member thereof. The poor kid was laying in bed, laying on the floor, wherever she had him laying, and convulsing, his body jerking, trying to, as he was dying, y'all. Except as provided in subsections through this code section, a person convicted of the offense of aggravated battery shall be punished by imprisonment for not less than 1 nor more than 20 years. I think she needs a death penalty. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? A person who knowingly commits offense of aggravated battery upon a public safety officer while the public safety officer is engaged in or account the performance of his official duties. So all you people out there that's attacking these public service, the police and all this when they're trying to do their duty, guess what? You're breaking the law. So quit saying that. Oh, y'all being cruel, but you're breaking the law by doing this to me. No, you're breaking the law by interfering with law enforcement. Okay, I will. Wood Chipper Island. You got that right. So I hope y'all come back at 3 o'clock. Will y'all be able to come in and hear Charles talk about Nancy Schaefer, Richard Jewell, and the CPS, which is the CPS system defunct and what they've done to our children. So thank you so much, and I'll be glad to. I'm fixing to go over there to Facebook or Book of Faces, as my son calls it. He calls it Book of Faces and says, "Did somebody come in too that I didn't see?" Just making sure. God bless y'all, and let's pray and let's get the word out. This is Senseless Act. Questions I've got, okay, before we go on. These stupid questions, I know it seems like stupid questions, but it's not, right? Okay, was there any other time that other adults may have known about the abuse? Hi there. Is that what y'all thoughts are too? How many other people knew that this kid was being abused and did nothing? Do y'all know what I'm saying? Did the father of the child know about this happening? Why wouldn't she call the father and said that he's unresponsive? Did the father not go over there? How far away was the father from where's he living at, right? In connotation of this. When the father found out about this, why didn't he himself call 911, right? All these questions, right? Exactly. So everyone who knew that this was going on, you are responsible because you did not tell. And now this boy is in with the statistics, okay? There's no bringing him back. While she gets to go in jail, but if you go and do this kind of stuff to her that she done to this boy, it's inhumane. Inhumane. We can't do it back to her. It's inhumane. But why are we allowing these people to continue hurting our kids? Why are we giving them a safe place? Yeah, you're in jail, whatever. You might get, hopefully, you get beat up by the other people for hurting a child. There's going to be plenty of women that's going to be over there wanting to beat her up over that. Exactly, Charles. Exactly. If you see something, say something. This child did not deserve it. And I'm sure, what if he had, what is that called? That so many kids that got autism? What if he was autistic, right? He might have a problem with his bowel thing. But really, I really feel like my granddaughter went over something like that for a little while when she was afraid of her mother, okay? So she had a little bout with that for a little while, okay? So you don't go and do this, right? It's a video on YouTube where some crack dealers had some junkie try to sell them his daughter for crack. Oh man, it's sickening. Awesome. They beat him up and called police and protected the girl. Way to go. I'm so proud of them for doing that. Yes. Thank God somebody stood up. The one I did earlier today, I kid you not, he was a teacher in New Jersey. And he was also Santa Claus. And he was caught by the ICAC, Internet Crimes Against Children, where he was uploading, so it's taking things and uploading to his email. So that's where he got caught, uploading porno to his email, okay, through his email. Getting ready to disperse it. It sent a red flag to the Internet Crimes Against Children. They got the police involved and they did find some pornos, okay? This guy was hired for kids to sit on his lap at Christmas time, right? Private parties, organization parties, corporate parties. How sick is this, right? And I bet that there's probably other times he might have even touched a child in the process of this. I wouldn't doubt it, right? That's how they roll. But people are afraid to tell, right? What do y'all want to keep covering up for these predators that keeps harming our children? A lot of times when we look at life in prison without the possibility of parole, have y'all noticed a lot of times it's like 30 years? That's life in prison. Instead of the actual life of a person spending there till they die? Really, that's not life in prison if you ask me, right? Life in prison is until the person dies. So why is it stated life in prison, right? I want to thank y'all so much. Be an advocate, be a voice. Please come back at 3 o'clock to hear Charles and support Charles Rogers. Yeah. Hope you come back too. Life should be life, exactly. Why they want to tell us life in prison when it's really not life in prison, right? That girl's not going to be able to come back to life, right? I mean, that little boy. You're quite welcome. Exactly. It's like, why isn't it don't make sense to me. Why do you call it life instead of 25 years in prison, right? If it's actually not life, this child cannot come back to life. I got other questions too. Was that 13-year-old possibly being abused as well, right? There's a lot of other questions, because this is a monster mom. Exactly. I get really ticked off. I'm sorry. But I'm sorry, but not sorry, right? Do y'all believe in going to maybe treat them the same way that they treated a child? If you can't handle it, don't dish it out type of thing. Do y'all believe in that kind of thing? I believe if they put shock collars on kids, that they should wear shock collars and shock the heck out of the people, right? But no, it's inhumane. So if like the people over there that had the underground bunker in Alabama, they had the shock collars on the small kids. But it's inhumane to do that to them in prison. What about the kids if they did? How about cutting them? All this other kind of stuff, and you just give them slap on the wrist. Y'all, I can't. Y'all not. I did a story yesterday. I want y'all to go and look at it if y'all didn't see it already. Okay. There's a guy here in Pulaski, Tennessee, that's 61 years old. He went to Alabama and married a 16-year-old girl. So in Tennessee, 16-year-old, you cannot marry a 16-year-old here in Tennessee. Okay, that is considered child sexual abuse, right? The statute, you got to be 18. You got to be an adult. So the parents in Alabama went ahead and signed a thing saying, yes, I'm going to let this 61-year-old man marry my 16-year-old daughter. So he brought her to Tennessee to to live over here. So he ends up getting arrested for statutory rape. Do y'all agree with that, for him to be getting arrested for the statutory rape? Or do y'all think that, like some other people said, well, they were married? No, I don't agree with 16-year-old and 61-year-old getting married. Do y'all? And like I told other people, when you are 16-year-old, if you get abused, which he's got a history of abuse, because of the fact that there was another case I showed first off where he said he wanted to drag his daughter down the road by the hair of her head. He had temporary custody, him and his wife Jenny had temporary custody of the grandkids for a little while. They were not adhering to a lot of the things. The grandparents weren't willing for the mother to come in and see. Thankfully, some of the other family members stood up for the mother of the children, and she got custody back. But this guy, the mother, her mother ended up dying sometime like 2020. He remarried, but he remarried a 16-year-old in Alabama. What say you about child marriage and 16-year-old and a 61-year-old? Does it not make you sick? Please go over there and pass it on, because what I'm trying to do is bring awareness to a lot of these different problems in our society. Let's let me get groped and got to police. Okay, see, I'm trying to get back up there and do what you had said a few minutes ago. I'm sorry. Like you get groped and go to police, and they too late. Yeah. The bad thing is, a lot of times the police, like even one time I was at somebody's house and I was a grown adult, and he attacked me and raped me and everything. And the police said, well, you could have got away if you wanted to. And so, guess what? Nothing was done to the guy that raped me. You could have got away if you wanted to, huh? It's very sick and twisted world when we try to go for help. And it's worse whenever you got parents and stuff who will not pick you up and help you either. Okay, I'm trying to get this. I got to maximize the window again so I'll be able to read what you just put. Who decides it's inhumane? It's like the drugs they use on sex offenders, been deemed inhumane to give them, but can't give it as puberty blocker in kids. But who makes rules? Yeah, really don't believe that the drugs will help because I really believe that no matter what, they still got it in their mind to sex offend. Like an ex boyfriend could not do anything sexually, right? Um, because of heart problems. He had like 2/3 of his heart, that's black, basically, he said what he said. But he could not perform, and then he ended up breaking into two different girls' houses while they were laying in bed and groping them, pulling off their pants and whatever, laying on top of them, groping them. He spent first they gave him probation for the first one, right? He reoffended, and so he went to jail for 10 years for reoffending. So what's the problem here, people? So it don't matter whether they can perform or not. They use dolls. They use other objects. They use bottles. Like when I was 2 years old, they used a beer bottle, right? So a lot of it's about control. I think we need to go back to the same thing. If they go and hurt a kid, how about if you cut a kid? Like one lady, I'm sorry, this is sick. I didn't want to go here, but somebody was telling me about a story they heard about a little boy that had an accident in his pants. His mom actually went and cut his penis off. Okay? Where's the justice in that? Because the boy little probably died, right? He cut him, I'm not sure. But where's the justice in that? What do y'all say you do to a parent that actually cuts off somebody's genitalia? I'd say do something similar back to them, wouldn't y'all? So they can see how it feels. But they can have some pain. What they cause towards whoever. I know the Lord says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. But I think until we really give them the cruelty that they're giving to our children, that it's going to be nothing. It's going to keep on growing and growing and growing. I really do. You are absolutely right. I really love the Bible verse right here, y'all, where it says, and I really think that's what we need to start doing. This go by this Bible verse, okay? Let me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, which most little kids are believers in Christ, regardless, right? It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Do y'all not see that again? Better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Don't y'all believe that the way we want to go back and show them and prove to them, at least they're going to live for a little while, instead of having a millstone around their neck and drown in the sea, let's go ahead and put the chain around their neck and all that, right? Let's go ahead and do the shock collar and stuff, right? You want to be inhumane to the innocent children? It's about time when we're a little inhumane to you. You want to hurt our children? You want to hurt your children, but I tell you what, that might be your child that you might have gave birth to, but it's all of our children, our responsibility. It's a part of us, right? It's a part of our problem. You know how there's been some people that say, mind your own business, how I do my kid? You're right there abusing your kid. You make it my business when I see it, right? You put me in that scenario. When I see you abusing that child or dragging it by the hair or pulling it across the store or beating on it or whatever, that's my responsibility to step up and go forward. You now involved me in the equation. So, no, you think I want to step out of it? No. Y'all know why that we need to step up? I want to hear some of y'all's answers. I want to see some of y'all's answers on why we need to stand up. Let's see if y'all got the same thought that I do, okay? I'll go ahead and say what of mine is. Because we might be the child's last hope for survival. So if y'all could give a few hearts for this young little boy in the chat, we would appreciate it. If we don't stand up, who else will? Exactly. It's just got to keep growing and growing, right? I wish somebody would stand up for him, right? Thank you, Parkey. I'm sorry. I've got, in my book, I got Tears for the Children Lost, Tears for the Unprotected, Sorrow and Mourning the Loss of Life. Sad they died too young. They did not deserve this. One thing I really hate when I first started telling people about, like Deontay Glass, who got murdered by Kevin Tolles in Alabama years ago. He was. They said that the mama said that somebody took the car in the Texaco station, and it was in the same county where I was living. People said, "Oh, don't worry about it. He's now with God." Can y'all believe that? They actually said, "Do not worry about that child's life. It's now with God." But that's not the point, is it, y'all? That means we need to take a lesson from that boy's life, and we need to implement and stand firm about protecting other children. We don't need to say, "Oh, that boy's gone now, so okay, everything's good, well and done." No, we're not going to sweep it under the rug, right? Prayers for the young in this world. We have all had to watch out for the children. They are our future. You are absolutely correct. Boy, I think I get a little bit voicier at these. Get so mad. This Anthony Bice guy, he did not deserve it. And the father, you knew about this. You knew she called you. And it took her an hour after calling you and telling you what she had done to this boy. It took you. You did nothing also? You didn't try to run over there. You didn't try to call 911. You didn't try to call the police. You didn't try to do nothing. After she got off the phone with her child's father, it took an hour. Even though she knew he was right there, about dead, his heartbeat, all that. She didn't call 911 until an hour later. So a lot of people failed this young boy. A lot of people failed the sister as well. I hope that she never has to deal with the mother ever again. I hope they never take her to the jail to even see the mother, okay? I would have called 911 straight away if I was a dad. Then I would have been there, and Lord help her. Exactly. Was their neighbors? Was there an apartment building? Were they living in a house? Did other neighbors possibly hear what all was going on? Did they witness other abuse outside as well, right? Who all knew about this and just kept their mouth shut? Well, it's not my problem. And remember what she called it? She said discipline. I'm disciplining them, right? No, it was not discipline. It was murder. It goes beyond abuse when it is murder, right? She did what she did, and then she tried to blame it. And even looked it up online like a concussion. But what gets me is when he's unconscious, she throws water on his face. He stirs around a little bit, looks around a little bit, then he goes back out. And then what does she do? Y'all remember what she does then? I think she went online and searched for coma and that kind of stuff. And then she went to bed. She went because she was tired and went to bed instead of getting her son help that she caused. I want to thank you, everyone. Bless y'all.